Okay, so we're going to start with a quick refresher on standard form. So standard form is the formula ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are all integers, meaning whole numbers. They can be positive or negatives, but there can absolutely be no fractions. So our goal today is to get the x and the y on the same side of the equation. You do that by moving things to other sides of the equal sign by using the opposite. Secondly, you get rid of the fractions by distributing the least common denominator throughout all of the numbers to cancel out the denominators. Okay, so that's the refresher. Today we're going to be practicing putting formulas into standard form. In order to do that, this second bullet right here, you first need to write the equations in either slope-intercept form, that's y equals mx plus b, or in point-slope form, y minus y1 equals m times the quantity of x minus x1. So today I'm going to strictly focus on just starting with slope-intercept form. And first thing you should know is that formulas that you should use slope-intercept form for would be like number 4, and we're also going to do number 6 today, when it gives you 2 points that this line passes through. So for example, number 4 says passes through -2, +3, and -1, 1. Okay, so we're going to start by first, obviously, finding the slope since we're given 2 points. Once we find the slope, we're going to be able to use one of these points to then find our b value, put it in slope-intercept form, and then change it into standard form. I know it's a lot of steps. So let's start by finding the slope of number 4. So m equals 3 is going to go on top, -2 on the bottom, 1, -1. These two negatives become a positive. 3 minus 1 is 2. -2 plus 1. Signs are different. Subtract, take the sign as a bigger number. And 2 over -1 reduces to -2. We know that our m equals -2. Once I find that, I can pick one of these points up at the top. I'm going to pick -1, +1 as being our x and our y value to plug into slope-intercept form. So remember, that's y equals mx plus b. So 1 equals -2 times -1 plus b. -2 times -1 is +2. Move 2 by subtracting 2 from both sides, and b equals -1. So now that we have an m and we have a b, I'm going to write the equation in slope-intercept form and then change it into standard form. So y equals -2x minus 1. And from here, the only thing that we need to do, because there are no fractions, is we just need to move the -2x to the left side with the y by adding 2x to both sides. And 2x plus y equals -1. Okay, so again, when you're given 2 points, like in number 4, you first find the slope, then you find the b value, you put that into slope-intercept form, and then change it into standard form. Okay, let's do another example on our note sheet that when you're given 2 points. So flip onto the back, we're going to do number 6. We're going to go through the same exact steps. So we're given 2 points. We're first going to find the slope. M equals 5 over -2 and -3 over +4. So again, two negatives turn into a positive. 5 plus 3 is 8. -2 and -4 is -6. And this time we have to reduce. 1 negative is a negative, and 8, 6 is both divided by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So our slope is negative 4/3. Okay. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to pick one point. And this time, I'll do the first point. I'll use negative 2 as my x, and I'll use positive 5 as my y. So, y equals mx plus b. We're going to have 5 equals negative 4/3 times negative 2 over 1 plus b. With this multiplying of these fractions, there's no reducing. So negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. 3 times 1 is 3. So 5 equals 8/3 plus b. To move the 8/3 away, we're going to subtract 8/3 from both sides. But 8/3 is an improper fraction. So in order to get it to move with the 5, I'm going to change it into a mixed number. And negative 8/3 is a mixed number is negative 2 and 2/3. So we have b equals, and 5 minus 2 and 2/3. I can't take 2 and 2/3 away from 5, so I have to borrow. I'm going to make this 5 into a 4. And the one I borrow, I'm going to make into a whole number, but a fraction whole number. So 3/3 minus 2/3 is 1/3. And 4 minus 2 is 2. And take the sign of the bigger number. So b is positive 2 and 1/3. Okay. So now we have our m and our b. We're going to put this into slope-intercept form. Change the color so you can see. So y equals negative 4/3 x plus 2 and 1/3. Sorry about those red lines. What we need to do now is, in order to get rid of these fractions, like in standard form, we actually need to change 2 and 1/3 back into an improper fraction. So y equals negative 4/3 x plus 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7, 7/3. So what we can do to get rid of the fraction 4/3 and 7/3 is we can multiply the whole problem by 3, since our denominators are exactly the same. So 3 times y is 3y equals, the 3's here cancel out, so we're left with negative 4x, and the 3 here and below the 7, they also cancel out. So we have negative 4x plus 7 equals 3y. And of course, another rule besides just not having fractions, we need to get the x and the y on the same side. So I'm going to add 4x to both sides. So our final answer is 4x plus 3y equals 7. Yes, I know that's a lot of steps, but again, we're given 2 points. So first find your slope, then find your b value, put it into slope-intercept form, and then change it into standard form. Okay. One last thing, you're going to be doing 3 other problems tomorrow. I am going to skip down to numbers 1, 2, and 3 under horizontal and vertical line equations, and we're going to be doing those. So these are special lines. You can do the dance. So for example, Y line is doing the sprinkler. Those are your horizontal lines. Your vertical lines are your x equals lines. Basically what you're doing is you're just finding these points on a coordinate plane. Like here, so this is number 1. Number 1 is negative 2, 5. So on here, you can find the point negative 2, 5. That would be right here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to find the vertical line, and you're also going to find the horizontal line. So remember, your horizontal lines are your y equals lines, vertical lines are your x equals lines. You want to find those lines through this given point. So if this is our point right here, a horizontal line would be the orange line, and obviously that goes through 5 on your y-axis. Do the vertical line in red. Your vertical line would go through the point -2. So x equals -2, y equals -5. I don't know if you found the whole gist of these, but obviously you're just pulling the numbers out of your point and making them into an equation. Go over quickly 2 other examples. Number 2, 9 positive 4. Obviously, you know that 9 is our x, 4 is our y, so you know that x equals 9, y would equal 4. Let's just draw it on a coordinate plane just so you can see that. Your y line would go through your y-axis at positive 4. Your vertical line would go through the x-axis at positive 9. Last example, -7, -3/5. You can see it over here on the left. I've already plotted it for you. This one's a little bit more difficult, but you get the same concept. -7 is still your x, -3/5 is your y. So your vertical line, x equals, will go through your x-axis at -7. And your horizontal line would go through y-axis at -3/5. And that's your answer. And for all of these problems, you don't need to plot them on a coordinate plane. You just need to tell us the equation x equals whatever number it is and y equals whatever number it is.